Hey, Joe and Emily here, or as my notes say, my foreign correspondent Emily. Hello, everyone. Hey, today's Streamin Demons, we are doing Barry still. We're in season 1, episode 5. Do your job, motherfuckers. Do it. All this and more today. Oh, she got beads. Don't ask where the beads have been. Those beads have seen some shit, if you know what I mean. I think you do. Good enough. Hey, everyone. So, thanks again for coming, Amelie. It's always a pleasure talking Barry with you. And today's episode is kind of special. It's kind of special, in that I do believe when this episode plays, you know we're gonna be
Yes.
where this episode plays next week, Friday. Where are we gonna be?
Next week, Friday, sorry, we're going to be in London.
Damn right, we're doing Streamin Demons live from London, motherfuckers. Well, Amelie and I take the stage at the whatever bar I can find.
Yeah, it's going to be cool, right?
Isn't it? I know. I can't wait. We'll have some special guests, some surprises and shit like that. It'll be wonderful. Tara Reid, kidding, not Tara Reid. Tara Reid will be for another episode. But yeah, it'll be fun. We're going on a little London excursion adventure. I guess why not? We're doing actually, truth be told, see if I can get this plug out before I fucking forget it myself. We obviously don't live in London together. I think that's pretty obvious, like we don't even live in the same fucking country.
True. I'm in Czech Republic and you're in North America.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, or fortunately, whatever. Either way. Fortunately or unfortunately. But we are going to a David Bowie charity event at the Water Rats, London, which will be Saturday, June 14th, 2025. Fuck me. That's this year, dude. 1 p.m. I think it might be daylight time, whatever. If you're in London, you fucking look it up. It's at Water Rats. You had to get tickets already. Sorry. If you want to get tickets, go to Facebook. It's Lucky 13 London Bowie event 2025. It's a charity event at Water Rats. June 14th, Saturday. Yeah, I can't wait. I really can't wait. I love these. I went to the first couple ones. Have you ever gone to this? The Bowie. This is your first time, though, yeah?
It's my first time, yeah. I'm going to do something for the first time with you.
Phrasing. But okay. Usually made that face too. Kidding. For those of you that don't know, we are just really we're friends. Oh my god, we are friends. We discovered this what 2 days ago?
We are. Oh yeah, just 2 days ago.
You call me your best friend, motherfucker.
Yes.
You call me your best friend.
Best friend. We're going to have keychain with BFF for life, matching tattoo, stuff like that.
If we get a matching tattoo in London, that could be I don't know. I would do it just to fucking go like, what the fuck did I do?
Under the armpits. Under the armpits.
Yeah, because that will fucking feel wonderful. Underneath the armpits, that'll feel amazing. That would be like, oh my god, kittens, as Phoebe would say, get licked on. But yeah, so if you're in London, buy the tickets first. Just don't show up to Water Rats. That's rude. But buy the tickets. It's a charity event. Do it. It's on June 14th, which is Saturday. Otherwise, just see us anyway. See us anyways, motherfuckers. We'll be there. So, Amelie, as people are liking, subscribing our show and giving feedback, we've got some questions for you from the last show. Actually, okay, technically, the questions for you, the show's not even out as we're recording this. This show, we're recording this, if anyone doesn't know, we're recording this on today's Wednesday? And the show we're talking about is going to come out Friday, but I released a clip already. And the clip is about you saying a guy tried to buy you a fucking car.
Yes.
And that was a clip. I'm like, what the fuck? That was the episode. I'm like, we were talking about sexism and ageism and just how things like, and she's like, oh, no, guy tried to buy me a car. I'm like, wait, what?
Yes, because in the episode of Barry, the previous one we were talking about, he tried to offer Sally a computer 24 hours after having sex with her. And you're like, isn't it crazy and stuff? What do you think? And I talk about that guy at college I was dating it. After 3 weeks, we were dating each other. Just dating, not boyfriend and girlfriend, just casual, maybe having a drink and stuff. Yeah, sex. Because that's what we do in France, right? And he went to Paris because he was a student and he had a part-time job and he was studying in Paris and stuff. Really smart guy, very interesting.
Yeah.
And yeah, he called me one day. He's like, "Hi, guess what? I got you a car." And I'm like, "What?" And yeah, he wanted to buy me a car. I'm like, "No, no, no, I don't need a car. I'm going to pass my driving license. I'm not looking
You
for a
didn't
car."
have wait. You didn't even have your fucking driver's license yet?
No, I was trying to
Jesus
get it.
Christ.
Passed my driving license 5 times. So in France, you pass your code,
Yeah.
A, B, C, bullshit, bullshit. And then you have the right of 5 times to pass your driving license. If you fail the 5 times, you need to read on your code. And I was really unlucky. I was very stressed. And
Unlucky. You're just a bad driver, maybe. Have you ever
no,
thought maybe you're just a bad
I was
driver?
just bad. I was a bad driver.
Yeah,
But
no
now
shit.
I was shit. Oh,
Oh wait, you're not driving in London, are you? Oh my god, we're not getting a car. No, we
but
are
the
fucking
irony, the irony
no.
is I'm a good driver. I'm an excellent driver. I used to be an
Wearing your
ambulance
underwear.
driver.
Yeah.
I studied
Wow.
to become an official ambulance driver. I drove in Sydney. I drove in Australia.
Wait. Back up. You're burying the lead, as we say. You were an ambulance driver?
I was an ambulance driver, yeah.
Where?
North of France, Béthune. I was an ambulance.
Did you ever say this before? Tell me this before.
Oh, you didn't
Maybe
know?
no.
You
I've
don't
got a
remember?
bit of a.
Look,
I got a bit of a headache today, Amelie. So my memory is kind of spotty. So you might have.
I was a student. I had a boyfriend from Mauritius Island because I was in a couple for 2 years. You know that.
Yeah.
But I don't think you know about me being an ambulance driver for 6 months.
You were an ambulance driver. Okay. We are going to get back to Barry in a second because I need to listen to this. And okay, you were an ambulance driver. How the fuck did you to someone who's never really passed their exams that well? You're like, fuck it. You know what I should do? I should drive sick and dying people at speed of light because that way, it's recognized.
So that's an excellent question. We have different kind of ambulance driver in France.
Right.
There is ambulance driver, firefighter. So you're a firefighter and you're an ambulance driver. There is what I call the real ambulance driver, the one you call and you're like, "Hey, my husband has a heart attack."
Okay.
We call it smurf, which is the max of the max. You've got the traditional ambulance.
Okay.
Who comes and pick up women who, for example, need to give birth or people who faint, etc. My ambulance, we are ambulance driver, but we pick you up from the hospital. Let's say, for example, you had a car accident and you need to be taken from hospital A to another hospital B, but you are sane in mind, everything is fine. I'm going to drive you. Let's say you're an old lady who live in a small village. You don't have a car and you need to go to the hospital to check your heart and your knee, etc. Or you're somebody very handicapped, like paraplegic. I'm the ambulance who's going to pick you up from home and take you. We were doing emergency 15, which is basically emergency 9/11. When people call the emergency phone and that's for nothing, like baby has a fever, my husband had a little faint, but it's okay. We take the person. We ask for. You're really dumb. We ask for the paperwork. We basically make you priority. So we'll come to you, ask what's your family name, first name, do you have any allergy, do you have a problem like asthma, problem with the heart, etc. Who is your GP? I fill the paper for you, and then we take you to the ambulance. Sometimes a family member can come, and we take you on the back of the hospital. We take a wheelchair. We take you upstairs, and instead of waiting like everybody else, we go directly to the office as an emergency. This is Thomas Dupont, age 45 years old, heart issue. He fainted during a birthday party. He didn't drink any alcohol. He's a smoker. This is his insurance. Très bien, Monsieur Dupont. Please come with us. So then you go to a room when you.
No, I know how hospitals work. I've been to enough bloody ones.
You see what I mean? We wear blue and white ambulance. So people, if you come to France,
you were a fucking smurf.
A blue and white ambulance.
You were wearing blue. Ambulance! I thought you meant you were wearing blue and white. Like that was your get-up.
No. It was my.
You had to wear blue and white as well.
Blue and white.
Smurf. Like not blue face.
I'm going to find
La la
a
la
picture.
la la la
I
la
have
la
one
la.
picture I
Am
kept
I
on
asking?
Facebook of me being an ambulance driver.
Do you really? I'm gonna look
Yes,
it up.
yes, it's
That's
tank. Ah,
good for you.
yeah.
That's fucking
This
amazing.
is what happened. That's a very sad story, unfortunately. Again, victim of the
What?
man, victim of misogyny. I was happy being an ambulance driver, and I had a team of two boys. One was teaching me how to drive correctly the ambulance,
Or
and
milking
another
time?
guy who
Colin.
was teaching me how to fill up the paper and stuff,
Right.
how to talk to the people, what to say, never said, everything is going to be okay. You don't know. That person can die 2 minutes
Don't tell me you're gonna
later.
fucking die, bitch. Ah!
However, let's say, for example, Mr. Dupont, who had a little faint, has
Right.
an heart attack inside my ambulance. I have the right to, boom, put the alarm and I'm priority. And we call 911 saying, we are the ambulance number, da 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 da. Mr. Dupont, Thomas, 45 years old, is having a heart attack now. And we try to keep him alive, reanimation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we don't have what a real ambulance has. So we have to go to the hospital right now. So if you come to France and you see white and blue ambulance, be respectful. It's an old lady, somebody handicapped, it's maybe a
Okay,
baby,
that's cool.
or somebody with cancer who is very fragile, who cannot go inside a car.
Well, that's
I went to, you said
yeah,
Bolivian.
that's amazing. That's amazing. I may have known that. I just kind of like I
No, you
said, my
didn't
my
know.
head
You
exploded
didn't
shitty.
know.
So
You didn't know.
okay.
I'm telling you why. Because I've got Crohn's disease. And at that time, I wanted to be an ambulance driver because I dropped out from university. I was like trying to find a job, and I really, really wanted to be useful with society. I was
Be useful.
23 years old. I tried to find a job because I was speaking very good English and couldn't find. And when I went to the job office, they're like, hey, you're really smart. You're really full of energy. Why don't you try to be, for example, a housekeeper or a help for people who are
Mm.
handicapped? So I passed the interviews. They're like, stop, 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 stop. No, 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 no. You're not good for that. You need something with more action. And it's like, we're looking for people who are ambulance driver. You like to
Well,
drive? Yeah,
you do
you like
now.
people? I think you could be a good one. And I'm like, okay, cool. I did an internship for free for a week. I loved it. Like it was really interesting. I met a lot of people. I really like the work they do
Okay.
because they do an amazing job for the hospital, the doctor, the nurse, and the real heroes, the firefighter, the nurse, the doctor, the emergency team, they really like us because we take care of the people who are, for example, drunks, homeless.
Well, yeah, no,
You see what I
I
mean?
know,
Like,
yes, the non-emergency ones, which is always important. And this kind
mhm.
of brings us being useful, and I like that. Like an Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's this actually his whole fucking book. I think it's just called "Be Useful," and I think that's where Barry is. Bringing it back to the show, Barry is trying to be useful. That's he's trying to find his use in life, and that's what
Exactly.
makes him lovable as a character to a part or to a point. I mean, and even to the point where he's like trying to fit in with a family of Chris, where they take him to the carnival, and he's like, "Oh, this is like with the kids," and Chris is like, "I'll win you the thing," and he's trying to shoot the little things down to get the doll, and Barry's like, "Oh, fuck it, here, just bam, 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 there you go, done."
Yeah.
Like
And also, you can see Barry having some dreams. He's like, oh, maybe I
he's
can have a
dreaming.
family too.
Yeah.
Like especially the scene when he takes the picture, you see his cameras with his wife and his kid and with the big teddy bear, and they're very happy. And click click is like, oh, maybe I can have my own family too. Like, would be fantastic.
One day I will type thing. And then you see him do that. And at the same time, Fuchs is talking to the Chechens and they're like, maybe we shouldn't do the Bolivian hit. And Fuchs is like, don't be pussies. Of course you should kill everyone in the house. Of course you should. You have to send a message. And I got the perfect guy to send a message, with. And of course, Fuchs is just trying to stir shit so Barry can then do his job. But Barry's job is very intricate for this one because Barry's a hitman and this is more of a fucking siege.
Yes, and he said
It's a
it. He's like,
raid.
no, 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 no. When he saw the document, he's like, no, 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 no. It's not what I do. Like, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. You need an army. You need a group, and it's not possible. And he meets that
But Barry,
guy who
At the party, he meets the Marines at the party, and the Marine's like, "I know you got money. I want some of that
Yeah,
fucking money right now."
yeah.
And the guy is this big. If you haven't seen Barry, why you listen to the show? It's just spoiling the shit out of it for you. But Taylor is this huge ass fucking jarhead, right? And I'll say that with reverence. But Taylor is just the not a lot of brains, a lot of muscle, very good at killing, not great at filtering, but he actually does have a heart a bit. I think Taylor legitimately loves like Barry in this, and he actually wants to be friendly with him.
I think it's done in purpose. I think it's an homage to Rambo. He has a big voice like that. He's big muscle, and when he's trying to kill the Bolivian, he's got ideas.
I'll just say this: if you think that's Rambo, you've not seen
It's a
most fucking.
caricature. It's a caricature.
You need to
I
go
am
to but
Lawrence.
Amelie, you're
Having a
saying that
big
from across
bite.
Amelie, for peace and love. You're saying that from across the world. Most of the Marines my dad grew up with are fucking that guy. That character comes from someone,
Yeah, but
and
it's
these
a
are like these are fucking.
caricature, babe.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm
caricature
saying.
of Rambo. Because
I'm
when
not
you
sure.
watch
I don't think it's of Rambo. I actually don't think it's Rambo.
kind of movie like Rambo, like, yeah, what about we take bombs and we throw the bombs in the
But
plane?
that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I grew up with this shit, not by watching the movies. I grew up with these people.
You
That's what I'm
grew
trying
up
to tell
with
you.
these
These
people.
are actual
How
fucking based on real people, I think.
Alors, I would like to stop you for a moment.
Yeah,
When you say you grew up with these people, did you grow up with a guy like Barry, or did you grow up with a guy like Taylor?
both.
Big muscle guy.
Both.
Okay, both.
My dad was infantry recon and Marine Corps. He signed up for Vietnam. He wasn't drafted. He actually fucking signed up for it.
Oh, I thought he was
Okay, that's
like
what I'm saying. Like
selected.
I have this background. That's what we're saying. Like, yeah, I get they're trying to make fun of this. I get that Taylor is a caricature of, but it is based in reality. I've known people like Taylor all my fucking life. Like they're just a muscle
My
bound. They got to be the sweetest guys in the world, person to person. Not a lot of brains. God love you.
hmm
Very good at one thing, and as my dad would call them, they're the fucking psychopaths. They're the ones that will brag about killing.
Okay, but here's the thing: in an art point of view, in an
Right.
artistic point of view, I think it was made. A character was created. Taylor was created to show that Barry is actually very, very smart, very
He's
elegant,
withdrawn. Barry's
and this
withdrawn. He's
is
almost fucking Rain Man.
this is the difference between Barry or hero or anti-hero
Yeah.
and here Taylor. Taylor, who is he's a killer. He wants to kill. He's got big muscle and everything.
Yeah,
And
and
see
that's a
the
thing.
consequence of him being like that, and why Barry. You know what I mean? Like
No,
series,
it,
the
it goes to a
juxtaposition.
point, but it's also not just fake. And then more to the, and we're not going to get into fucking today. It was not going to be talking about Marine Corps, but more into it. It shows that Barry has, as we said before the show, maybe has limits. Like when Fuchs is like,
Correct.
great, you
Yes.
take fucking Taylor, let him go in there, and you put one in the back of his brain. And Barry's like, wait, what?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm a
That's the
Marine. I'm not gonna
first
kill him a
time he say
Marine.
no. He has a reaction. He's like,
Yeah.
"What? If
Yeah.
you kill a marine, there is no limits.
Yeah,
Where
like
do we
where
go?
goes my
Where are
limit?
we
I'm
going?"
killing a fucking brother now.
And that guy, Taylor, he has no soul at all. He wants to kill people like it's a game. He's a big kid. So that's really interesting.
But he wouldn't kill Barry, I don't think. Maybe he tries later on. I can't remember. But for this episode, I honestly think that Taylor is just using the skills that God gave him to whatever limited resources he has to think through it. I mean, he's watching fucking porn through most of this. You know, he's
He's
like
a big
basically he
kid.
spends his
He's a
day
big kid.
watching porn.
He watch porn. He watch cartoons, and he's like, yeah, no,
Yeah, yeah.
oh,
I mean,
like that. And
nothing
that's
bad
all.
about watching porn or cartoons, but we're saying that's his character. That's all he does.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to put a what was it? They're doing this site and like I want to put a hot tub here. You know, he's that might be the next episode. Yeah, sorry, that's the next episode where he's like, I want to put a fucking hot tub here. Like, he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? So back to this one. So you see this is being set up, and the Chechens are like, fine, just take all the Bolivians out. Sure. And at the same time, Barry still has to go to acting class. And Barry is Macbeth, but he's also just, or sorry, we'll say the Scottish play or the Scottish king. I will say Macbeth because honestly, it's not a real play that Barry's doing. It's not. I know the curse. You're not supposed to say it. Bad things happen. But he's just reading his lines still. He's still just on the side, like tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. He's just reading the fucking lines. And this is when Sally is telling Barry kind of like, hey, what the fuck was that at the party? We need to take a break. Like all
Oh,
this
that's
shit.
an interesting scene. Do you
Yeah.
remember in the previous episode I said that school is like middle school for him because
Yeah.
he arrives holding his bag like a teenager and he comes to say he's like, "Hi Sally, how are you? Hey, did you see my text? Yeah, I saw your text. So what do you think?" Well, I
Right.
think we should take a break for let's say a week or
Yeah.
2 months and not speak to each other. Oh, okay. And she turned and she found out he's a scene partner. So I really like that scene because he's holding his bag like a kid like that and ta 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 ta
Yeah.
ta ta ta
Yeah.
ta 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 ta.
He's emotionally a child just like Taylor is, except that one child was ripping apart the playground, the other one's kind of like trying to piece through it. And of course, Natalie gets the Lady Macbeth part at this time. No huge spoilers, but she's
Yeah,
like, I'm Lady Macbeth, and Sally's pissed because
yeah, and
Sally
she's being
always
a
wants
bitch
everything.
about it. She's been a bitch. But I really like her reaction. Oh no, I didn't want to play Lady Macbeth. Oh, don't worry, you don't play Lady Macbeth. It's Natalie. What?
Yeah,
Like, girl,
yeah,
come on. So he's playing his part, but he just said
just doing the
he's done
lines.
his
And,
thing like lines, and Natalie is trying her best, and it doesn't play very well. So Mr. Kunusono come up and he's like,
right,
"What is it about? It's about our guilt." And they talk about how he feels, etc. And there is a huge debate about
killing.
killing. And
Yeah.
people are like, yeah, killing is bad. Like we're not going to question murder. Murder is bad. He's like, yeah, no, I don't think he's a murderer because he's a soldier. He just follow orders. I don't think somebody who follow orders should be
Or
treated like a
you
murderer.
have self control. You've got self autonomy. I would never do like all these douchebag things they were saying.
Because everybody has a choice, so I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
being asked to. But no, I've got the
yeah.
choice. I wouldn't do it.
It's always like, I would never join the Hitler Youth. Like, of course you would, dummy. You're
You
fucking
would.
8.
You
You
would.
had no choice. You would be
You had
Jojo
no
fucking
choice.
Rabbit.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, oh, like no, until you get in that situation. So Barry does show emotion just by breaking. You actually see Barry break, and he's just like, "What the fuck? Am I like, irredeemable because I had to kill people?" And like, what the fuck's wrong with you guys? And so they're like, "No,
Yeah.
no, not you. We mean if you killed outside of war." And he's still like, "Oh yeah, like great. I can't." Barry's like, "Oh yeah, killing outside of war."
Hmm.
So you
No,
you
no, no.
have
He
all this
scream and
happening.
stuff. He scream and
She's
stuff,
setting eyes.
and
Yes.
you see really you scream and stuff, and you see really his emotion and stuff, and that's beautiful because there's a moment of reality in this class where it's like, no way, stop. I'm not. I'm a murderer, and that's beautiful because he's telling the truth for the first time. He's like, well, I kill people. This
Yeah.
is my job. I had to kill people because I follow the orders. So is that make me? This is it. My soul is crushed and full of blood and blah 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 blah. And Mr. Kusuno come up and he's like, no, I think Barry is talking about his time as a soldier in Afghanistan. Barry, thank you for your service. And I cannot imagine the sacrifice you did for us. And everybody, oh,
Yeah.
thank you, Barry.
The whole
But
lip
and he
service shit.
turns, and that's when
Yeah.
everything cut. Where he said, "But we all agree that murder outside of war is
Right.
murder. Like you should be a complete
I was
psycho
like,
to kill people out of war." And you're like, "Fuck!" Like
poor Barry.
that's Like about the Second World War, I had the chance to speak to Germans who went
Okay.
to were living during the Second World War, or my grandparents who were living during the Second. You need to know Germans were also victims because if you didn't go to
Yeah.
the army, they could kill all your family or deported all your family. In France, if you were hiding in the forest or if you were not giving to the German your 23 years old son, you could be either imprisoned or if they found you on the forest, you were killed and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I heard
Didn't we watch
so
a
many
movie like
stories,
that? Didn't we, Emily?
Yes,
Didn't we
we
watch a
did
movie
watch a
like that?
movie.
Didn't we? Yeah,
Yes, we
it was
did.
actually really well done.
With
I can't remember the
alors,
fucking
it's a
name of it.
family in Belgium.
Yeah.
They have a
Shit. Do you remember
farm,
the name of the
and
movie?
the people. No, I don't remember the name of the movie, but it was the first
I gave it a great
First World
review. That's all
War.
I remember. Yeah,
It's
it was
the
really well
German
done. It
troops
was
who come back like that.
like one guy I think was from Game of Thrones. Yeah, no, it was really well done. Yeah, people don't know all sides of the story. Absolutely. And that's kind of what happens later on. And yes, we're gonna skip over the lipstick camera thing, and Detective Moss is like, "Do you see this person?" Whatever, all that shit. But that's what happens with Sally later on
Oh, the
at
internet
the
froze.
bar. They're like, she's like, "Oh, I'm a victim," and
Hmm.
was that not your cam has been kind of spotty, but you okay?
Yes, I have some problem with my internet. I don't know why. It's just two 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 two
Okay,
two.
rock and
That's it.
roll. Keep
No
going.
big deal.
So
It
when
makes
you're
more
seeing
interesting.
Sally at the bar, yeah, well, when you see Sally at the bar and she's kind of being this hypocrite of like, oh, my agent tried to do this to me, my agent tried to do that to me, and everyone's like, oh, what the fuck? You've been trying to scam everyone else's agents and using your sex to get them. Like you're trying to
No,
flirt to
it's
get an
not about
agent,
that. It's
and then
not
you
about that. It's not about that. It's not about that. They're talking about how bad they feel because they criticize Barry and they forget he was a soldier in Afghanistan. And
right,
they
yeah,
took a
no,
test
that's how
to
it
see
starts
if they
out
were in a
with, but
bubble. Yeah.
it goes off right. It starts out that way, and then it goes on to about the birthday party and how she leaves the own
Yeah.
birthday party to get with a Hollywood agent. So it kind of
Yeah.
expands
Yeah.
into that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I went
then
to a different party. It's
we
not my fault. It was we are adult, and she's like, "Oh, really?" And she's been talking about him for weeks
yeah.
on, and you took the guy out for the team, I guess. But they're right. Like
Yeah.
she's very self-centered and stuff, and she's like, "Oh, is that middle school?" And Natalie turned to her and said,
It goes back to it.
"Oh, come on, it's theater school, acting school. Sorry." So yes,
Yeah.
it's middle school. It's acting school.
Which is goes back to what you're saying about Barry treating it like middle school. Like the character
Mhm.
Barry sees this as a new way of doing like middle school. Really, honest to God, I think you're right. Like this is middle school for Barry. All the
Mhm.
social skills he never really had, he's trying to pick up now
Yeah.
through acting class.
Yeah.
And we see some bullshit with Gene and Detective Moss, and it's kind of like kissing and blah blah blah. And I get it. I don't care. I don't think I don't really care about the detective and Kusano getting together. I just don't fucking care. I think that's my issue with it. I like Kusano.
As
I kind of
episode
like the
by
detective
episode.
actress,
Uh-huh.
but I don't care about a character because her character is very superficial and his character is very superficial. So it's basically two
Mhm.
superficial people getting together, and it's like, okay, that's Hollywood anyways. What the fuck?
Mhm.
But I think it might be. I mean, might be building towards something. Maybe I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
And
found it for the first time I saw it. I found it like a little bit Clownesque. That's
yeah,
I find it interesting to see the not well kept policeman who is very smart, who always asks a good
yeah,
question, who look through things, but because he's not well dressed and he's divorced, he passed like a loser, but he's actually not a loser. He's an excellent, loyal policeman who know who where to look and
yeah,
who to find.
yeah. And it goes back to that, and then you see like her love life, and this is after seeing the entire series. I kind of already know, but this is seemingly something that just should be an extra B story that no people might not care about. it will become essential later on. And I think that's what Barry does really well. All these little things that seemingly do nothing, like Barry in this episode has a daydream about being a suburban dad. Like all these things that happens in this episode or the first season sets up and pays off 3 or 4 seasons from now. Not 4, I guess. 2 or 3 seasons from now. There's a payoff that happens later on. So it's kind of
Yes,
weird when
there
you're
is a lot
watching
of
it again and going, okay, I get it
there
all.
is a lot of series.
There's a
There
lot
is
of
a lot of
series about
series
what? Oh
where,
boy. So,
unfortunately, you have a lot of plots. Am I freezing? 1, 2, 3, 4.
no, you're not frozen right now. You were
I'm
before.
freezing like
All
Mr.
good.
Frost. Okay.
I know.
So there is a
I
lot of
know.
series where you have a lot of plots and you have
Right?
5 seasons. It's a beautiful series, it's entertaining, but then you watch the
Yeah.
whole series from beginning to end and the story doesn't make sense and there is plot holes, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I like it, as
And
you
I think
said.
this one
It's well written.
does well. Yeah. This one does
Yeah.
well to tie them
Yeah.
all up. And even the smallest things become really big later on and doesn't leave threads
Correct.
hanging.
Yes, and
Yeah.
that's what is the magic of Barry because, like I was saying to you before starting the podcast, this episode and the next episode are linked together. It's a beginning and an end. There is a beautiful double
Right.
mirror between the 2 episodes, and it's
Yeah.
fantastic and it's so well written. I was like, wait a minute, is it that episode or the other episode? I'm a little bit confused.
Yeah. And
And
that
I like
was
that because it's just a whole chapter.
that's exactly it. And that was they call the seasons, they call each episode chapters. This is actually chapter 5, right? But that was a
Hmm.
thing that I agree with, especially before the show started. I watched these 2 back to back. I think it was yesterday night or the night before. And so they're pretty fresh in my mind. And even I can't, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this has happened in this episode or that episode because it streams so well from one to another. It's like, you
Correct.
tell me what
Yes.
chapter Gandalf does this in the tower, the 2 towers. You're like, I don't fucking remember its chapter number, bitch, but I kind of know what happens in the first half. Yeah, it's kind of like watching
Yeah.
Barry. You don't always know exactly which episodes it is in, but you know what happened because it's so it's so seamlessly as a stream, though, you know. And I love that.
Yes.
And then we go from Barry's like going out to now do a raid, and you see
Yes.
Taylor is like it's really the opposite. Like Barry's this reserved dude, and Taylor's been drinking like Red Bull by the fucking case, and he's like, "Yeah, let's fucking do it."
Hmm.
One of those fucking guys. And then Barry's like, "Okay, we got to plan this out. We have to go over here and here. I think this is our the weak spots here. We'll infiltrate through this." And Taylor's like, "Motherfucker." Taylor even does a fucking Leroy Jenkins. And if you play Warcraft before, god damn it, you know Leroy fucking Jenkins. Rushes in, Leroy Jenkins. He goes, fucking shoots it all up. Boom, 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 boom. And Taylor's such a fucking fun character because he's even leaving like things you should never do. Leave messages saying, I can't wait to, no,
Yes.
don't kill the Bolivians yet. I can't wait to kill them with you. He's leaving
Oh
fucking
yeah.
voicemails and shit saying
Oh
about the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
plans.
yeah, yeah.
He's brilliant. I love the character of Taylor. I really do.
It's not even to earn money. Like for Barry, it's a job. It's I just want to kill. I want to be a part of it. I want to be a
Oh,
part of
he,
that. Hey Barry, this is Taylor. When do we kill people? Ho 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 ho. And were
right,
you
but I think, okay,
entertained by
but
the
Taylor
guy?
doesn't want money though.
When you watch it,
Yeah.
did you get entertained? Were you entertained?
Absolutely. I think Taylor adds a great punch because if you had 2 calculating people with Barry, it
Hmm.
would have turned it kind of like a really weird, like, why are they both doing this type thing? Where Taylor becomes like, oh, it's not quite comedic relief because he's still killing a bunch of motherfuckers. But you
Hmm.
see the other side of things, and we're talking about the realism of always Barry's grounded in realism, Barry's grounded in realism, Barry's grounded in realism. And Barry, who is this very calculating person when he has to be in the field,
Hmm.
gets blindsided. He gets knocked out in the raid
Hmm. Hmm.
because he's taking his eyes off of things for a half a second and thinks like, I have to fucking kill Taylor. He's still having that emotional struggle. And then he wakes up and Taylor's like, I killed them all. He's like, get to
Yeah.
your feet, man. It's like what the fuck just happened? He was like fucking daydreaming about his, a kid being suspended for hitting someone. And he was like, he was in a daydream. And the next thing he's like back on his fucking feet.
Yeah.
And
And there is a scene when he's like finding the drugs and the money and he's like feeling everything. And Barry comes slowly, slowly with his gun and he look at him, his next victim, and you don't know what
yeah,
happened. It's just poof, black.
yeah. And I love it. And I love that aspect of it. And I love how now not only does Taylor not really get in Barry's crosshairs because Barry doesn't want to kill Marine, but Taylor's also just saved his fucking life. So now Barry's like,
Yeah.
fuck. I didn't want to kill him in the first place, and now he also saves my fucking life? Like, what am I supposed to fucking do now?
And at the same time, you see in his eyes like the regret, the doubt, the limits. No, I can't do that. While before it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, do you want me to kick in the nuts or I
Yeah,
need to
like,
wait FedEx? Really? Like,
yeah,
and remember the other episode? There is this Mexican guy who was screaming, please, please, you don't have to do this.
yeah.
He was begging him. And here he's got a Marines and stuff. He's a big Rambo who don't care, love to kill people. He's like, I can't. He's a Marine. He's a man like me. Na 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 na. So that's really
Well, it's
interesting to see
ring
the
like him.
evolution of the character with regrets.
Well, this is the thing. I don't think. Okay, watch. I will make maybe it's because I'm American. I don't know the way I grew up. Like Barry doesn't see the drug dealers. He's just killing bad people.
Mhm.
He can't kill Marine because he is Marine.
Mhm.
Like me, I will never really say anything bad about the armed forces of the United States. I'll say shit about the fucking Veterans Association, those scum fuckers. But I'll never say anything bad about the actual fucking people. And
Mhm.
admin can go suck my dick. But the actual fucking soldiers and shit, no, we're good. We're fucking good, always. And I think when Barry sees that, it's kind of like, I can't kill someone like, that's just like killing me. So you have that. But at the same time, you see Taylor doing the dumbest thing in the world you can do after like just robbing someone. He's like, oh, but he killed everyone. He kills everyone. Like all the money, it's like all the cash. This is us. And Taylor does share it with Barry, which is great. He didn't have to, but he fucking does because that's the person he is. But he's like, all right, he's covered in blood. He's like loaded in fucking dirty cash. He's like, let's go spend some shit. No, motherfucker, let's not go out and make a scene with a bunch of fucking drug money that people definitely
It's
know we just
dirty
killed a bunch of
money. You need
motherfuckers
to
for.
clean it.
Clean
Mhm.
it. You need to fucking
However,
lay low because you
he
just
made
took down the
one remark
Bolivians.
who is really good. He say to him, "Hey, how much do you pay Fuchs?" He's like, "Yeah, 50.
Yes.
Half."
Yeah.
Like, why? Yeah,
Yeah.
but there is a reason for that, and that. No, no,
Right.
here, dude, and he gave, and it's like, no, you need. That's dirty money. You can't steal it, and blah blah blah, and blah blah blah.
Yep.
So there is a reason behind. But it's really interesting because it cannot be just bang, bang, bang. It's also you need to think about it. You need to not leave any trace. You need to
Yeah.
calculate. You need to clean the money, money
Right.
laundry, yada yada. You need to have connection and stuff. So it's more technique because often when you watch big muscle movies, American movies, it's the guy just shoot people, boom, 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 stole the money, and voila. There is no
Yeah.
there is no methodology behind. There is no, okay, we need to contact that guy to have that paper. You cannot call, break the telephone, etc. You need to do money laundry, la 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 la. The only series who does everything into detail is Breaking Bad. One of the
I knew you
series
were
who
gonna say that.
explain
I still haven't
very
watched that
well
shit.
in detail how.
Still haven't watched it.
I know. To add in your to-do
I know.
list, watch Breaking Bad.
Like I
If
said, if Norman
I
Donald
get
can't
the
make you watch
credit
it,
to.
I don't know. I know. I don't know,
I don't
man.
know.
It wasn't for me. I'm like, I okay for Breaking Bad. I'll say this one thing. I did watch the first season, and no spoilers for Breaking Bad, but after like season 1 or season 2, when it stops becoming necessary for the guy to actually do what he's doing, I lost all interest. I'm like, "Oh, great, he can stop." Like, "No, I must
Yeah?
keep going." I'm like, "Oh, that's fucking dumb." Like, "Okay, you're an idiot." Like, I just walked. I'm like, "Okay, I'm
No.
good with this shit."
Yeah,
Well, I hear
no,
really good things about the
it's
series, but
normal. The guy
maybe we'll do Breaking
was a
Bad.
good guy.
Amelie, maybe we'll do
Yeah,
Breaking
no.
Bad one day, but I ain't watching that shit, so I can't talk about it. I don't know. I haven't watched it. But for Barry, I love this episode. I think it sets up a lot of shit. Even
Mhm.
this parts I'm like, on. We'll set up stuff later on, and I appreciate that. And yeah, so this is Barry season 1, episode 5. Do your job. God damn it. I really appreciate the dichotomy we have between Taylor and Barry because we have like the super ego and the ego all kind of working together with Fuchs in the middle, you know? It's the whole Kirk, Spock, and McCoy
Mhm.
triad.
Oh, there is one thing I forget to mention.
Go for it.
My favorite scene with the suitcase. I love it. So the policewoman enters the school and she wants to interrogate only men, 3 men. That's all, because they have a
Right,
picture with a man who is a certain size. So according to the calculation, he must be 2 meters tall. So she took
right.
3 people, get the interview, and I'm like, this is it. He's fucked. So Barry, you used to be a Marines. Yes. Where were you deployed? Oh, Afghanistan. Okay, so you know your hand around guns, correct? Yes. So am I a suspect? Oh, if I don't have Nananina, she make a little joke. So
Yeah,
Barry, I know for a fact you were with Jean. Kusuno. Sorry. Ha ha ha. Yes.
yeah.
So you were with
She
Mr.
slept.
Kusuno, and then what happened? Well, I was with a colleague after we went for
Blah
some
blah blah.
work
Yeah,
and some conversation for a meeting, and he's on the point, calm, clear, and he's like, "Yeah, I went and had a dinner with Frank Ewing, and then you came back home. No, 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 and then we went for a couple of drinks with Ramon Diaz." And I'm like,
right.
okay, you keep your calm, cool. And what he does is he give a telephone number. And I'm like, okay, telephone number, cool. And there is this fantastic scene. Dude, I cry of laughing because I love it. It's hilarious. There is a suitcase. So he opens the suitcase. There is a lot of phones. There is names on it. He's like, Michael, 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 Frank, Frank, Frank. And he grabs the telephone and he's using a hair dryer. He's like, hi, yes, sorry,
Yeah,
with the
like
machine, da da
on
da
the
da da. How
off
can I
right now.
help you?
Yeah,
And he tried to make an accent,
Fuchs
you know.
is.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. We were there. Ah, what's the name of that person? Ramon Diaz. Yes. And then there is another telephone who ring, and it's like, Ramon Diaz.
Yep.
Yes. Something like
And
that.
this is
Hello, Ramon Diaz. And it's like,
yeah, that is absolutely correct. And Amelie, that's beautiful. And then I'm gonna say this right now. I love that scene as well, and it shows a lot with Fuchs. And I think this is something we can absolutely continue with the next episode because Fuchs does come into next episode, especially when he's like, "Why did you kill fucking Taylor?" And you see that like the sides where Fuchs is absolutely on Barry's side, like Regis right there, and then you see where Fuchs is actually sort of maybe looking out for Barry, but mostly looking out for himself. And so that was actually pretty fucking cool. Now, if you want to do next episode, season 1, episode 6, next time, like, subscribe, all sorts of shit. Bye, everyone.